microscopic power doesn't need blood and confession. And to fake it! It's only translated. History books tell you the Munich Agreement was a tragedy of optimism. But in my line of work, we don't read the history books. We read the 3 seconds of terror hidden behind a politician's forced smile. The declassification memos from London confirmed what the camera already... They weren't buying peace. They were buying time. Because weakness has a posture, and human nature doesn't upgrade. Fast forward to today, a new summit, a new crisis in the Middle East. They say they are deeply concerned, but the body language screams surrender. Look at the shoulders, slumped, defeated before the first question has even happened. Blink rate is elevated. He's in fight or flight, avoiding the lens, seeking the safety of the script. He's not projecting power. He's begging for a compromise. And here is the terrifying part. We aren't the only ones running this analysis. The adversaries in the Middle East don't care about the script. They watch the muted broadcast. Because appeasement always begins with the body language of the weak. When the enemy reads fear, the geopolitical calculus changes in minute. Orders are given before the press conference even ends. Because hesitation at a podium translates to blood in the water. They always return home to applause. Peace for our time, he called it. But the applause is just an echo chamber. The ink on their treaties is already dry, and it spells capitulation. Sometimes they try to fake it. They raise their voice. They pound the desk. But watch the timing. The gesture happens a fraction of a second the word. It's theatrical. It's performative. Real power doesn't need to perform. If you want to understand the next global war, turn off the sound. Munich wasn't an anomaly. It was a template. Decade after decade, different suits, same nervous tells. The self-soothing gestures. The microscopic shifts in balance. We are an open book, and the enemy reads every page. They hire media consultants to fix their posture. They read from teleprompters to hide their stutter. But you can't out-train your own autonomic nervous system. The self-soothing gestures, the microscopic shifts in balance. We are an open book, and the enemy reads every page. They hire media consultants to fix their posture. They read from teleprompters to hide their stutters. But you can't out-train your own autonomic nervous system. Core temperature spikes, cortisol floods the bloodstream, the body knows it's losing before the mouth even fishes. In the wild, movement dictates hierarchy. The prey fidgets. The predator is perfectly still. Zero wasted energy. Absolute conviction. If you want the real policy, don't read the transcript. Listen to the hot mic when they think the world has stopped watching. That's the sound of surrender. Put them in a room together, an international summit. Fear is a contagion. One man shows weakness and the whole herd adopts the posture of the defeated. They call it consensus. We call it a green light for the enemy. When the summit ends with a whimper, the countdown begins. Because appeasement isn't a strategy, it's an invitation. When the bluff is called, the vocabulary changes. They color grade the broadcast to hide the pallor of panic. They use the 7-second delay to cut out the vocal tremor. A digital mask placed over biological reality, but the enemy has the raw feed. Because we used to know what resolve looked like. Shoulders squared, weight distributed evenly, not leaning away from the microphone, but speaking through. And the gaze, unblinking, a predator staking his territory. That is the body language of deterrence. There is only one currency that autotarchs and dictators respect. It isn't a speech. It isn't a hastily signed treaty. It is the silent kinetic reality of iron and will. But we don't want iron. We want comfort. We want to be lied to. Because acknowledging the micro-expression of a coward means acknowledging that the wolves are already at the door. So we ignore the tremors. We ignore the sweat. We pretend the paper sheet will hold 1938 or today. The wardrobe changes, the technology upgrades, but the anatomy of a lie remains exactly the same. The restless hands, the dry throat, the desperate search for an exit. It's a biological confession, and the enemy hears it loud and clear. Appeasement is a language. Translation is war. Next time they stand at a podium and tell you